Let's dive into understanding the basics of green logistics today. Green logistics refers to sustainable practices in transportation and warehousing that reduce environmental impact while improving efficiency. It involves minimizing waste, optimizing routes, using eco-friendly vehicles, and managing resources efficiently. To start off, think about how we transport goods from point A to B. Traditional methods often involve long-distance travel, which can lead to high carbon emissions. Green logistics tackles this issue by promoting shorter distances, multimodal transportation options like rail or waterways, and electric or hybrid vehicles. This not only cuts down on pollution, but also reduces fuel costs. Another key aspect is optimizing delivery routes. By using advanced software to map out the most efficient paths and schedules, companies can save time and energy while reducing emissions. It's all about getting the right products to the right place at the right time without unnecessary travel. Then there's packaging. Lightweight materials and reusable containers are preferred in green logistics. This reduces waste and saves on transportation costs, since lighter loads mean less fuel used. Companies also aim for minimal packaging that still protects goods during transit, which is a win-win situation for both environment and business bottom line. Warehousing plays a significant role too. Green warehouses often incorporate solar panels or wind turbines to generate clean energy. They also use smart technology to monitor temperature and lighting needs efficiently, cutting down on unnecessary resource usage. Lastly, let's touch upon the importance of collaboration in green logistics. Working closely with suppliers, customers, and other stakeholders helps create a network that supports sustainability goals across the entire supply chain. This teamwork can lead to innovations like shared delivery services or reverse logistics for recycling materials. In conclusion, green logistics isn't just about being environmentally friendly. It's also about improving operational efficiency and cutting costs in the long run. By embracing sustainable practices, companies can reduce their carbon footprint while enhancing profitability. Let's dive into why sustainability is so crucial in supply chain management today. Imagine you're running a business, and every decision you make impacts not just your profits, but also the planet and its people. That's where sustainable practices come into play. They help us reduce waste, lower emissions, and ensure that resources are used efficiently. Let's start by looking at how sustainability affects procurement. High-ticket items often require significant natural resources to produce, so sourcing these materials sustainably can make a huge difference. For example, choosing recycled or renewable materials over virgin ones not only reduces environmental impact, but also helps in building a positive brand image. Moving on to logistics and transportation, this is another area where sustainability plays a key role. By optimizing routes and using eco-friendly vehicles, we can cut down on emissions significantly. This might mean investing in electric trucks or hybrid fleets. At first glance, it could seem pricey, but the long-term savings from reduced fuel costs and maintenance make it worthwhile. Now, let's talk about manufacturing. Implementing energy-efficient processes and technologies here can drastically reduce your carbon footprint. Plus, it encourages innovation and efficiency improvements that can give you a competitive edge in the market. Don't forget about packaging, too. Reducing unnecessary packaging materials or opting for recyclable ones helps minimize waste. It's all about balancing functionality with environmental impact. And then, there's reverse logistics. Managing returns and recycling old products effectively is crucial to closing the loop on sustainability. By setting up proper take-back programs, companies can reuse components instead of discarding them entirely, which reduces landfill waste significantly. In conclusion, integrating sustainability into supply chain management isn't just a nice-to-have. It's becoming essential for businesses looking to thrive in an increasingly eco-conscious world. It helps improve efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance brand reputation, making it a win-win situation all around. All right, everyone. Let's dive into today's topic: strategies for efficient route planning and fleet management. Imagine you're managing a fleet of vehicles tasked with delivering goods to multiple locations each day. It's like solving a complex puzzle where every piece needs to fit perfectly to optimize your routes and save time and resources. First off, we need to understand the nitty-gritty details of our fleet management system. This includes knowing the capacity of each vehicle, fuel efficiency, maintenance schedules, and any special requirements like refrigeration units for perishable goods. With this information in hand, we can start planning more effectively. Next up is route optimization. Here's where technology really shines. By using advanced algorithms and mapping software, we can plot the most efficient routes that take into account traffic patterns, road closures, and delivery times. This not only reduces travel time, but also minimizes fuel consumption and wear on your vehicles. Now, let's talk about real-time tracking and communication. With GPS systems and mobile apps, drivers can stay connected to the central office and receive updates or reroutes as needed. This flexibility allows for quick adjustments in case of unexpected delays or emergencies, ensuring that deliveries are still completed on schedule. Another important aspect is vehicle maintenance scheduling. By integrating this with your route planning software, you can automatically schedule regular checks based on mileage or time intervals. This proactive approach prevents breakdowns and keeps vehicles running smoothly throughout the year. Finally, don't forget about load balancing. Distributing high-ticket items evenly across different routes ensures that no single driver is overloaded, which could lead to delays or increased costs due to overtime pay. By spreading out these heavy loads, you can maintain a consistent delivery pace without putting too much pressure on any one vehicle or person. In conclusion, efficient route planning and fleet management requires a combination of detailed knowledge about your vehicles, advanced technology for optimization, real-time tracking capabilities, proactive maintenance scheduling, and careful load balancing. By focusing on these key areas, you'll be well equipped to handle the demands of managing a fleet effectively and efficiently. All right, everyone, let's dive into today's topic: transitioning to electric vehicles and alternative fuels. Picture this: you're driving down the highway and suddenly your car runs out of gas. It happens all too often. But what if there was another way? What if we could drive without worrying about running out of fuel or harming the environment? Well, that's exactly where electric vehicles come in. Electric cars are becoming increasingly popular as they offer a more sustainable option compared to traditional gasoline-powered vehicles. They run on electricity stored in rechargeable batteries and emit no tailpipe pollutants, making them cleaner and greener than their gas-guzzling counterparts. Plus, with advancements in battery technology, these cars can now travel hundreds of miles on a single charge. But let's not forget about alternative fuels. There are several options out there that could help reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. For instance, hydrogen fuel cells produce electricity through an electrochemical reaction and emit only water vapor as a byproduct. Another option is biofuels like ethanol or biodiesel, which are made from renewable resources such as agricultural waste and vegetable oils. Now, you might be wondering about the infrastructure to support these vehicles and fuels. While there's still room for improvement, we're seeing rapid growth in charging stations and refueling options across the country. Many electric vehicle owners even install chargers at home or work to make recharging more convenient. As for costs, while electric cars may have a higher upfront price tag due to advanced battery technology, they often end up being cheaper to operate over time because of lower fuel and maintenance costs. Plus, there are incentives available from both federal and state governments to help offset the initial investment. So why should we make the switch? Well, besides reducing our carbon footprint and improving air quality, electric vehicles can also improve energy independence. By relying more on domestically produced electricity rather than imported oil, we're boosting economic growth while cutting down on geopolitical risks associated with importing fossil fuels from overseas. To wrap up, transitioning to electric vehicles and alternative fuels is not only beneficial for the environment, but also offers long-term savings and security. As technology continues to advance and infrastructure expands, it's becoming easier and more affordable than ever before to make this switch. Today, we're diving into something pretty exciting: innovations in eco-friendly packaging materials. It's all about reducing waste while still protecting our products beautifully. Let me start by giving you a brief overview of why this topic matters so much these days. We've all seen the piles of plastic and cardboard ending up in landfills, right? Well, there are now new materials being developed that can help reduce this waste significantly. Some examples include biodegradable plastics made from sources like cornstarch or algae, which break down faster than traditional plastics. There's also a move towards using more natural fibers such as bamboo, hemp, and recycled paper to make packaging materials. Another cool development is the use of mushroom-based packaging materials. Yes, you heard that right, mushrooms. These materials are grown instead of manufactured, providing a renewable source for packaging while sequestering carbon dioxide in the process. Let's talk about how these innovations impact businesses and consumers alike. For companies looking to reduce their environmental footprint, using eco-friendly packaging can be a major step forward. It not only helps them meet sustainability goals, but also appeals to environmentally conscious customers who prefer high-ticket items from brands that care about the planet. On the consumer side, we're seeing more awareness of sustainable products and materials used in packaging. This trend is driving demand for greener options, which in turn motivates companies to invest in these innovative solutions. Now, let's consider some of the challenges with implementing eco-friendly packaging. One big issue is cost. These new materials can often be pricier than traditional ones. However, as production scales up and technology improves, prices are expected to drop over time. Another challenge is ensuring that all stakeholders understand how to properly dispose of or recycle these new materials. It's important for companies to provide clear instructions so consumers know what to do with their eco-friendly packaging after use. Despite these hurdles, the future looks bright for eco-friendly packaging innovations. As technology advances and more businesses commit to sustainability, we're likely to see even more creative solutions emerge in this space. So there you have it, a quick look at some exciting developments in eco-friendly packaging materials. These changes not only help protect our environment, but also appeal to consumers who are increasingly looking for greener options when they shop. All right, everyone, let's dive into our next topic: designing packaging for reusability and recycling. When we think about sustainability, one of the most impactful areas is how well-designed packaging can reduce waste and environmental impact. So, what are some key principles to keep in mind when creating eco-friendly packaging? First off, aim for materials that are recyclable or compostable. This might seem obvious, but it's crucial because not all plastics are created equal. For example, polyethylene terephthalate PET is widely recycled compared to PVC, which isn't as commonly accepted. So choose your materials wisely based on local recycling capabilities. Another important aspect is reducing material use altogether. By minimizing the amount of packaging needed for a product, we can decrease overall waste. This might involve redesigning how items are packaged or using thinner materials where possible without compromising protection. Durability and reusability also play a significant role in sustainable design. Consider creating packaging that could be reused multiple times instead of being single-use only. For instance, those sturdy tote bags that come with some purchases can often serve as reusable shopping bags for years to come. Labeling is another critical component. Make sure your packaging clearly indicates how it should be recycled or reused. This helps consumers understand exactly what they need to do and increases the likelihood of proper disposal. Lastly, don't forget about the nitty-gritty details like colorants and adhesives used in packaging materials. Opt for eco-friendly options wherever possible. For example, using soy-based ink instead of petroleum-based inks can reduce pollution. So, in summary, designing packaging that's reusable and recyclable involves choosing sustainable materials, minimizing material use, ensuring durability and reusability, providing clear labeling instructions, and opting for environmentally friendly additives whenever you can. By incorporating these principles into your design process, you'll be taking significant steps towards creating more eco-friendly packaging. That wraps up our discussion on designing packaging for reusability and recycling. Let's dive into green building practices for warehouse management today. Imagine your warehouse not only serving its primary function, but also contributing positively to the environment. It's all about implementing sustainable strategies that can significantly reduce energy consumption and waste while enhancing operational efficiency. First off, let's talk about design. Green buildings start with smart planning. Optimize space usage by designing layouts that promote efficient use of materials and labor. Think about natural lighting and ventilation too. This reduces the need for artificial light and HVAC systems, which cuts down on energy costs and emissions. Next up is material selection. Choose eco-friendly building materials such as recycled metals or reclaimed wood whenever possible. This not only helps reduce waste, but also lowers your carbon footprint. Additionally, using low-emitting paints and adhesives can improve indoor air quality for workers. Energy efficiency plays a huge role in green warehouses. Invest in energy-efficient lighting systems like LEDs and solar panels to generate renewable electricity. Implementing smart controls can further enhance savings by optimizing heating, cooling, and lighting based on occupancy and time of day. Water conservation is another key aspect. Install low-flow plumbing fixtures and consider collecting rainwater for non-potable uses such as irrigation or toilet flushing. This reduces water consumption significantly without compromising functionality. Waste management also deserves attention. Set up recycling stations throughout the warehouse to encourage proper disposal practices. Implement a waste reduction strategy that focuses on minimizing packaging materials and reusing shipping containers when possible. Lastly, don't forget about transportation logistics. Encourage eco-friendly commuting options among employees, such as carpooling or biking. Consider partnering with local suppliers who use sustainable delivery methods to reduce carbon emissions from freight transport. By adopting these green building practices, you can create a more environmentally friendly warehouse that operates efficiently and effectively. Remember, every small change counts in the journey towards sustainability. That's it for today's lesson on green building practices for warehouses. Thanks for joining me, and let's work together to make our facilities greener. Let's dive right into today's lesson on how renewable energy sources can be used in logistics operations. Imagine a world where every truck you see running down the highway is powered by solar panels or wind turbines. That might sound like something from a sci-fi movie, but it's actually becoming more and more of a reality thanks to advancements in technology. First off, let's talk about why renewable energy sources are so important for logistics operations. They help reduce carbon emissions, which means cleaner air for everyone. Plus, these sources are abundant and won't run out anytime soon, unlike fossil fuels. So it's not just good for the environment, but also a smart business move. Now, how exactly can we integrate renewables into our logistics processes? Well, one way is through electric vehicles. Electric trucks powered by batteries charged from solar panels or wind farms could drastically cut down on emissions compared to diesel-powered trucks. Companies like Tesla are already making waves with their all-electric semi-trucks designed specifically for long-haul logistics. Another approach involves the use of biofuels derived from waste materials. For instance, biodiesel made from used cooking oil can be blended with conventional diesel fuel to power trucks and other vehicles in the supply chain. This not only reduces reliance on fossil fuels, but also helps manage waste streams more effectively. Hydrogen fuel cells are another promising technology for logistics operations. They produce zero emissions and can power everything from delivery vans to large transport vehicles. Plus, hydrogen infrastructure is becoming increasingly common, making it easier to refuel these vehicles on the go. Wind energy isn't just limited to powering warehouses. It could also help propel ships across oceans thanks to innovative designs like kite sails or rotors attached to vessels. This technology is already being tested and could significantly reduce fuel consumption for maritime logistics. Solar power can be integrated into warehouse rooftops, providing clean electricity for operations without any additional costs once the initial setup is done. It's a win-win situation since solar panels require very little maintenance and provide consistent energy throughout the year. In conclusion, utilizing renewable energy sources in logistics operations isn't just about doing our part to protect the environment. It's also about staying ahead of the curve with innovative technologies that can reduce costs and improve efficiency. So next time you see a delivery truck or a cargo ship, think about how they might be powered by clean, green energy. Let's dive right into zero-waste programs in logistics because it's an exciting topic that can really make a difference. When we talk about implementing these programs, we're essentially aiming to reduce waste at every step of the supply chain process. It all starts with understanding what materials and processes are generating the most waste. High-ticket items, or those produced in large volumes, are often prime candidates for this scrutiny. Next up is looking closely at packaging. We want to see if there's a way to make it more recyclable, reusable, or even eliminate it altogether. This doesn't just mean cardboard boxes and plastic wrap, but also includes the little things like labels and ink cartridges that can add up over time. By tackling these aspects head-on, we're already making significant strides towards reducing waste. Now let's talk about transportation. Opting for electric vehicles or those running on biofuels can drastically cut down emissions compared to traditional fuel sources. Plus, optimizing routes and consolidating shipments help reduce unnecessary travel, which is a win-win situation, really. But wait, there's more. Another crucial aspect is working closely with suppliers and partners to adopt these zero-waste practices too. It creates a ripple effect where everyone involved benefits from reduced waste and improved efficiency. This collaborative approach ensures that the entire supply chain operates sustainably. Lastly, don't forget about recycling and composting at every stage of logistics operations. Setting up proper systems for sorting materials can significantly increase the amount recycled rather than sent to landfill sites. It's all about creating a circular flow where resources are continuously reused or repurposed. So there you have it. By focusing on these key areas, we're well on our way to implementing effective zero-waste programs in logistics that not only benefit the environment, but also lead to cost savings and improved efficiency. Today, we're going to dive into the world of recycling and composting processes for sustainable logistics. Understanding these practices can help us reduce waste and create a greener environment. Let's start by talking about recycling. Recycling is all about turning used materials into new products, which saves energy and resources compared to making items from scratch. One key aspect of recycling is material sorting. We sort different types of recyclables like paper, plastic, glass, and metal before they're processed further. For example, plastics need to be sorted by type because each one has a slightly different melting point. After sorting, the materials go through cleaning processes to remove contaminants and then are melted or ground down into raw materials for new products. Composting is another essential process in sustainable logistics. It involves decomposing organic waste like food scraps and yard trimmings. This creates nutrient-rich compost that can be used as a soil amendment, which helps plants grow better while reducing the need for chemical fertilizers. The composting process typically includes stages of aerobic decomposition, where microorganisms break down the organic matter. Now, let's look at how these processes fit into sustainable logistics. By incorporating recycling and composting, companies can significantly reduce their environmental impact. For example, they might collect waste materials from warehouses or offices to be recycled locally rather than sending them off-site. This reduces transportation emissions and supports local economies. Additionally, implementing a robust composting program for food waste helps divert organic matter away from landfills, where it would otherwise produce greenhouse gases. There are also technological advancements aiding these processes, such as smart sorting systems that use sensors to identify different materials quickly and accurately. These innovations make recycling more efficient and cost-effective. For composting, companies can invest in on-site facilities or partner with nearby farms and gardens to turn waste into valuable compost for local agriculture. In conclusion, embracing recycling and composting is crucial for sustainable logistics operations. By adopting these practices, businesses not only minimize their environmental footprint, but also contribute positively to community development through job creation and resource conservation. Today, we're diving into how EOT can revolutionize energy and resource optimization. Imagine smart sensors and devices working seamlessly to reduce waste and boost efficiency in our daily lives and industries alike. It's all about leveraging technology to make better decisions with less effort. Let's start by understanding the basics of EOT, or Internet of Things. These are everyday objects equipped with connectivity so they can exchange data and interact with other devices. When applied to energy optimization, we're talking about smart thermostats adjusting temperatures based on occupancy or external weather conditions, solar panels communicating with your home grid to manage power usage, or factories using predictive maintenance to reduce downtime and energy waste. One key aspect of EOT in this context is the ability to gather vast amounts of data. This data can then be analyzed to spot trends and inefficiencies that might otherwise go unnoticed. For instance, a smart irrigation system could monitor soil moisture levels and adjust watering schedules accordingly, saving water while ensuring plants receive just the right amount. Another exciting application lies in industrial settings. With EOT devices tracking every aspect of production lines or supply chains, companies can identify bottlenecks and inefficiencies more quickly. This leads to optimized operations, reduced waste, and lower energy consumption overall. Moreover, EOT enables real-time monitoring, which is crucial for managing resources effectively. By continuously collecting data from various points in a system, adjustments can be made instantly rather than waiting for periodic audits or reports. For example, smart grids powered by EOT technology respond dynamically to changes in supply and demand, balancing renewable sources like wind and solar with traditional power generation. The potential doesn't stop there. Connected devices also facilitate peer-to-peer sharing of resources, such as car-sharing apps or tools used at a local community center. This reduces the need for individual ownership and lowers overall resource usage. In conclusion, EOT offers us a powerful tool to enhance energy efficiency and optimize resource use across various sectors. From homes to industries, smart connectivity can lead to significant savings in terms of both cost and environmental impact. By embracing these technologies, we're not only improving our own lives, but also contributing to a more sustainable future for everyone. That's it for today's session on leveraging EOT for energy and resource optimization. Let's dive into how blockchain technology can revolutionize supply chain management by making it more transparent and secure. Imagine being able to trace every step of your product's journey from farm to store shelf in just a few clicks. That's what we're talking about today. Blockchain is essentially a digital ledger that records transactions across many computers, ensuring transparency and security. In the context of supply chain management, this means you can track goods as they move through various stages without any tampering or errors. It works by creating an immutable record of every transaction or movement of goods in real time, which everyone involved has access to. Let's take a look at why this matters so much. For starters, it reduces the risk of fraud and counterfeiting because each item is uniquely identified and its journey is recorded immutably. This means that when you buy something, you know exactly where it came from and who handled it along the way. No more guessing or relying on unreliable documentation. Another significant benefit is improved efficiency. Blockchain allows for real-time tracking of shipments, reducing delays caused by manual record-keeping. It also cuts down on paperwork, since all transactions are recorded digitally and automatically verified. This saves time and reduces costs associated with errors in documentation. Moreover, blockchain technology can enhance compliance with regulatory standards such as food safety regulations or customs clearance requirements. With every step tracked and verified, companies can easily demonstrate adherence to these rules, making audits smoother and quicker. Lastly, let's not forget about the consumer experience. Consumers today are increasingly concerned about where their products come from and how they're made. Blockchain provides them with that visibility through QR codes or other digital identifiers. This transparency builds trust between consumers and brands, encouraging loyalty and positive word-of-mouth marketing. In conclusion, blockchain technology offers a powerful tool for supply chain management by providing unprecedented levels of transparency and security. It simplifies tracking while enhancing efficiency and compliance across the board. By adopting this technology, companies can not only streamline their operations, but also build stronger relationships with consumers based on trust and transparency. Today, we're diving into an important aspect of sustainability in business, selecting environmentally conscious suppliers. When it comes to running a company that cares about the planet, choosing suppliers who share your values is crucial. Let's start by understanding why this matters. When you work with eco-friendly partners, not only are you reducing the environmental impact of your operations, but you're also setting a positive example for others in your industry. It's all about creating a ripple effect that leads to more sustainable practices across the board. Now, how do you go about finding these suppliers? Well, start by researching companies known for their green credentials and certifications. Look for those who are committed to minimizing waste, using renewable energy, and supporting fair labor practices. These details can often be found on their websites or through industry publications. Next, consider reaching out directly to potential suppliers and asking them about their environmental policies and procedures. It's important to know exactly how they operate when it comes to sustainability. Don't hesitate to ask for specifics like what steps they've taken to reduce carbon emissions or improve recycling programs. Another key step is evaluating the overall impact of your supply chain. This includes looking at factors such as transportation methods, packaging materials, and product life cycles. Opting for suppliers who use efficient logistics and eco-friendly packaging can make a big difference in reducing waste and lowering your company's carbon footprint. Lastly, don't forget about transparency. Work with partners who are open about their environmental efforts and willing to collaborate on sustainability goals. This partnership approach ensures that both parties are committed to making improvements over time. So there you have it. By choosing environmentally conscious suppliers, you're not just doing good for the planet, but also positioning your business as a leader in sustainable practices. Remember, every step towards greener operations counts and can inspire others to follow suit. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in and stay tuned for more tips on making sustainability a core part of your business strategy. Let's dive into this exciting topic about how we can collaborate to reduce our environmental impact. First off, it's important to understand that no one person can solve all of Earth's environmental challenges alone. It takes teamwork and collaboration to make real change happen. Think about your local community or school where you might be working with others towards a common goal. For example, imagine organizing a recycling campaign together with classmates. You'd brainstorm ideas, assign tasks, and work as a team to spread awareness and get people involved in recycling more efficiently. Now let's expand this idea beyond our immediate surroundings. Businesses can join hands too. Picture two or more companies deciding to reduce their carbon footprints by sharing resources like delivery vehicles or renewable energy sources. This way, they are not only cutting costs, but also minimizing environmental impact significantly. Another great example is collaboration among cities and regions. They might pool data on pollution levels or waste management practices, then share strategies that work best for reducing these issues. By learning from each other's successes and challenges, everyone can improve their environmental outcomes. But how do we get all these collaborations started? Well, communication plays a huge role here. Whether it's through meetings, emails, or social media platforms, keeping lines of communication open is key. Regular check-ins help keep everyone on track and motivated towards achieving shared goals. Now, let's not forget about engaging with our local governments and policymakers too. By working together with them to create supportive policies that encourage sustainable practices, we can make even bigger strides towards protecting the environment. So, in summary, collaborative approaches are essential for reducing environmental impact because they leverage collective strengths and resources. From community initiatives to international agreements, teamwork is how we tackle big challenges like climate change effectively. Let's dive into understanding global regulations on green logistics today. Green logistics is all about making transportation and supply chain management more environmentally friendly and sustainable. So why does this matter? Well, it's becoming increasingly important for businesses to reduce their carbon footprint and contribute to a greener planet. First off, let's talk about the Paris Agreement. This international treaty aims to keep global warming below 2 degrees Celsius. Countries have pledged to lower greenhouse gas emissions and promote renewable energy sources. In green logistics, this means moving towards electric vehicles and alternative fuels like hydrogen or biofuels. Now, let's look at the EU's Green Deal initiative. They're pushing for a circular economy where resources are reused and recycled instead of being thrown away. This includes stricter rules on waste management and recycling within transportation networks. Companies need to ensure they're compliant with these regulations to avoid hefty fines. In the United States, there's EPA regulation called the Renewable Fuel Standard Program that mandates blending ethanol and biodiesel into gasoline and diesel fuel. It's aimed at reducing dependence on fossil fuels and lowering greenhouse gas emissions from vehicles. Other regions have their own green initiatives too. For instance, China has introduced policies to promote electric vehicle adoption and improve air quality in major cities. Japan is focusing on eco-friendly technologies like hybrid engines and fuel cells for transportation. So what can businesses do to comply with these global regulations? They need to assess their current operations, identify areas where they're not meeting green standards, and implement changes to meet those requirements. This could mean investing in new technology or partnering with suppliers who follow sustainable practices. Also, transparency is key here. Companies should track and report their emissions regularly so stakeholders can see the progress being made towards sustainability goals. Let's wrap up by saying that understanding these global regulations on green logistics is crucial for businesses today. It not only helps them comply with environmental laws, but also positions them as environmentally responsible leaders in the market. Let's dive into today's topic: pursuing certifications for sustainable operations. Imagine you're at a crossroads in your career where you want to enhance your skills and knowledge about sustainability. Getting certified can be that perfect step forward. So let's talk about how certifications can boost your expertise making you stand out as an advocate of sustainable operations. First off, why bother with these certifications? Well, they offer a deep dive into the nitty-gritty aspects of running businesses sustainably. You'll learn about everything from reducing waste and conserving energy to managing supply chains responsibly. It's not just about theory. These courses equip you with practical tools that can be implemented right away. Now, let's look at some popular certifications out there. For instance, the LEED Green Associate certification is a big name in the green building sector. If sustainability in construction and design interests you, this might be your ticket. Another one to consider is the Certified Sustainable Procurement Professional CSP, offered by the Global Sustainable Supply Chain Association. This certification zeroes in on procurement processes that are eco-friendly and socially responsible. But how do you go about getting these certifications? First, research which ones align with your career goals. Check out their websites for details. Look at prerequisites, course content, and exam requirements. Then, enroll in a training program or self-study if the certification allows it. Remember, preparation is key. Get familiar with the material, perhaps join study groups or forums online to discuss topics and share insights. Once you're ready, sign up for the exam. It's usually an online test, but some might require you to visit a testing center. After passing, congratulations! You've earned a valuable credential that validates your expertise in sustainable operations. Now, let's talk about the impact of having these certifications. They can make all the difference when it comes to career advancement. Employers often seek professionals with specialized knowledge, and sustainability is no exception. Plus, you'll be part of a network of like-minded individuals who are driving positive change in their industries. So there you have it. Certifications for sustainable operations aren't just another checkbox on your resume, they're stepping stones towards becoming a leader in the green movement. Whether you're looking to advance within your current organization or explore new opportunities, these certifications can open doors and elevate your career. That's all for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope this information inspires you to take that next step toward certification. Thank you all for completing this course on eco-friendly logistics, sustainable best practices. Throughout our journey together, we have explored several key topics that are essential for building more sustainable logistics operations. We began by understanding the basics of green logistics and its importance in supply chain management. Then, we dove into reducing carbon footprints through efficient transportation strategies and transitioning to electric vehicles and alternative fuels. Next, we examined innovations in eco-friendly packaging materials and designing packaging for reusability and recycling. We also covered energy efficiency in logistics facilities by discussing green building practices and the utilization of renewable energy sources. Waste reduction was another critical topic, where we looked at implementing zero-waste programs and effective recycling processes. Additionally, we explored how digitalization and technology can play a role in eco-friendly practices through EOT for resource optimization and blockchain for transparent supply chain management. Supplier collaboration for sustainability was also discussed, focusing on selecting environmentally conscious partners and collaborative approaches to reduce environmental impact. Lastly, we examined regulatory compliance and certification programs that are crucial for sustainable operations, including understanding global regulations and pursuing certifications for green logistics. As you move forward with your careers or projects, remember these key takeaways: prioritizing efficient transportation, embracing eco-friendly packaging solutions, improving energy efficiency in facilities, implementing waste reduction strategies, leveraging digital tools to optimize resources, collaborating with environmentally conscious suppliers, and complying with regulatory standards. I encourage you all to apply what you've learned and continue exploring new ways to make logistics operations more sustainable. Your efforts can have a significant impact on reducing environmental footprints while improving operational efficiency. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need further guidance as you implement these practices in your work. Don't forget to leave a review if you found the course valuable, and stay connected for future updates and opportunities. Wishing you all success in your endeavors to create more sustainable logistics operations.